too many people. Okay, Will has had him for the longest, so we'll go with Will first.
Okay, the first thing that I want to knock down is that intelligent design is a theory. According to the scientific method, something can only be classified as a theory once it's been tested and proven. You can't test whether or not there's a creator because, according to people in here, he's outside of what can be perceived by humanity. And so, therefore, intelligent design, the fact that there's a creator, is not even a theory, much less a fact, because you can't test it. And, what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, I also, no, you know what, I forgot.
Zain in the back.
First thing I'd like to say is that yes, a theory is only a theory until it is disproven. We're not saying this is a theory, this is a hypothesis, which is a hypothesis until it has been disproven completely. Okay then, Yashol, you were saying that God cannot be compassionate, or we really don't know. Is he really not going to be compassionate considering everything he's given us? I mean, like, we're all happy, we're all living pretty good lives. God has given us like people who aren't as like fortunate as us just to show us how fortunate we are. Shaun, you were saying how irrational people are. God gave us like decisions. Like you, a man of Islam, I know, knows that he gave us this like mindset so that we could make our own decisions. Even Christians know that the deal with the devil, like whoever gets more faith from humans, okay, wins, technically speaking. Okay then, yeah, he's given it as a test. You were talking about illusions? Okay, I see the color red, okay? We've all been taught, we've all seen this, we say it's the color red. For all I know, you're seeing what I think is purple, but when you were little, you were taught it's red. So you think it's red, I think it's red. Okay? So, and then God, he might not want to show himself to us to like test our faith. If we really do have faith in him, then we'll believe in him. That goes back to Descartes' wager. That's the entire thing, that like if God does exist, it's better, because if he does exist, we'll go to heaven. If we don't believe it, then that's too bad, you're going to hell. Eternal torment. Wait, I'm not done yet. Please?
10 more seconds, but we're going to get a couple more sheets after.
Okay, I'd just like to go back to one thing. Niteesh, you said you're Hindu. You said you have multiple gods. Then you said that God is illogical, so you have multiple ones, so I don't know where you're going.
Let's have Shaun Flood has only spoken once.
Okay. I like what a lot of people here are saying. A lot of people left that said this. But like science and religion are equally provable and like disprovable. Like I'm an agnostic, which means I can't prove that God exists. At the same time, I can't prove he doesn't exist. So I'm just going to live life the way I want to. And right now, I have no gods and no masters, and I'm pretty happy with it. So as soon as okay, if someone just like conjured right in the middle of the room and said, I am God, I'd be like, okay, proven. If he threw a lightning bolt into Shaun's face and blew him up, then I'd probably just go with that because that's the most spectacular thing I've ever seen in my life. No, hold on. I know, what you said to Shaun, I really like what you said. You said that people who are atheists should at least give religion a try. You know, like honestly believe in God. I did that for a long time. Most of last year, my sophomore year, I did that. And I read the entire Old Testament and most of the New Testament, and that's how I lost faith in God, was reading the Bible. When I read the story of Zion, who here, just curious, knows about the story of Zion? Anyone? You? Okay, basically God turned his back on a bunch of people and told them to smash babies. I could read the story to you, but Zishon would probably throw a gavel at me or tell me to stop or something. But, I mean, honestly, guys, don't say religion doesn't do anything. Don't say that you can't smash two things together and won't make something, because you just sound so ignorant, saying that the other person's belief is totally wrong. Just do what I do. Just see what works best for you and then go with it. Don't cram it down people's throats.
Okay, who has only spoken once?
Anthony.
I'll have Anthony go first. I'll try and go around. I'm trying to get everyone in. We only have a couple. I'm trying to end this at 4:30 so people can start going home.
All right, but one of the first things I just want to get out of the way is squash one of like the many rumors that I've heard. With Kathleen, she brought up about a theory, and basically many people have a false notion that a theory is, not proven. It's false. There is a weakness to a theory, therefore making a Big Bang theory able to be disproven and not really accurate. Well, that's not true. A theory is something that has been tested through the scientific method, something that they have done many research with. They have tested multiple times, that they have submitted for peer review, and has proven with spectacular consistency that this is what happens. Just because it is a theory does not mean that it's fact, or that means it's not a fact. I mean, we have number theory, we have music theory, we have film theory, we have string theory, we have M theory, all these other theories that are generally right, but people tend to point out the Big Bang theory. That's not the main point I want to make. The main point I want to make is this false dichotomy of God and religion. Just because there is a God, that does not necessarily mean that there is a religion. Many religions have a God. Many religions have no gods. However, that does not mean that because there is a God that he is any sort of religion. Because if he is, then that means, is that God an atheist? Is that God not believing to any other God before him, after him, or above him? So that's why I think it's more possible that there is a God, that maybe he did create the world, maybe he did start the Big Bang and let everything go into motion, but then he just stopped caring. Maybe he just got bored like a kid, building a science project. Maybe, he just thought, all right, I'm going to make something today, and then he made it, and then he's like, this is boring, they're killing each other. And the thing about God is that, he's beyond our natural laws, so, they have different tastes. Basically, religions tend to point the finger to other religions, say, well, you got to believe our religion. It's cool if you believe your own, but, you're probably going to be damned in hell. That's why God, maybe he's the victim here. Maybe God's the victim saying, I didn't say any of that stuff. They're putting words in my mouth. So to say that religion is right is more fallacious than saying that God does not exist. Because I agree that something can't happen from nothing, so therefore, a coordinated creator would be possible. Whether or not he has his own moral and ethical agendas to impose on the people and the things that he's created is probably unlikely.
So, I don't believe in God, but I believe in religion. A lot of people, you guys looking like I'm crazy right now. I believe in religion because, one, it motivates us as people. A lot of you guys were saying that, when I go to church, when I go to the mosque, when I pray, whenever I get that connection with God, it motivates me to do better. It motivates me to do something, right? Shaun especially brought that up. He said, it helps him with his moral compass and guiding him wherever he needs to go. And I think when I looked at religion, I've studied different religions at times. A lot of them were founded in fairly primitive societies. Science and technology moves at exponential rates at even the way that we are today. But when you look at Jesus, who lived 2,000 years ago, I think he's following human nature, which is to ask why. Why does something happen? Why does this happen? Why are we here? And it's a great way to answer the question because, well, people have been satisfied with it for the last 2,000 years. And again, it motivates us to keep doing better and to improve ourselves. And now, along with God, with God's non-existence, I believe that humans have a lot of unexplored talent. I believe the human brain is far more sophisticated than most of us perceive it to be. And I believe that's what leads to differences in intelligence level, differences in IQ. We can actually have some sort of measured rate at which brain has more power, and you can, raise IQ points with time. You can decrease in IQ points with time. And I also believe Plato's transcendental world. In my brain, sometimes, well, you guys all in dreams. You guys come up with scenarios, and you make situations with your brain. I do it all the time. I do it when I'm awake. I do it when I'm asleep. I daydream. All right. Shaun says he's crazy. I guarantee you I'm crazier. I've had doctors tell me I'm crazy. It's because I hear things. It's weird.
That's
Thanks for telling us that.
That's definitely weird.
You tried to tell me about your dreams, and it seemed normal to me, right?
Sure.
It did.
I mean,
All right.
Asian illegal on my view.
This isn't crazy.
That's the craziest.
Yeah.
All right. Stop deviating. Stop deviating.
Okay. Zain, you brought up color illusion. This is just something that I wanted to touch on. You brought up that I'm not gonna fall off the desk. Calm down. I'm not that crazy. You said that colors are perceived in different ways to different people, and I read about that theory and stuff. But my conclusion that I came to was, if my red is your purple, How has it been scientifically proven that the color red has the same effect on all humans, that it increases respiration rate, and that it does a bunch of other stuff, and that the color light blue is supposed to be soothing and relaxing to people and whatnot? That's just a question I have for you, kind of going off topic.
Sit down.
Now?
Just do a finishing statement and go sit down.
Okay, so I believe that as humans, we have created many excuses to basically try and define a situation as to why we're here, and I don't think we'll ever find a real answer that can be proven or that can be disproven. A lot of you said that you have a relationship with God. When I define a relationship, I define that as I speak to someone or I relay a message to someone and they relay a message back. Have any of you ever gotten an actual legitimate message from God?
Yes.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
No.
I would like an elaboration on that, please. Because, I do, like I said in the beginning of my statement, that I believe in religion because it motivates people. And it motivates me as well. I go to a temple, I do, a vow, I do a prayer, and, it helps me find self-peace and things like that.
Thank you.
Alright, everyone has their hand raised for a while. Okay, who's only spoken once?
Hey, right there, newbie.
Okay, good. You guys, we'll have 2 more closing speeches. We'll have one from Kance over here. We'll have you give your speech, and then I'll get the rest. So, Verena, go ahead.
Thank you. Hey guys, I just like to point out that if you look up the definition of religion, religion is man-made, and when you talk about Christianity, Christianity isn't a religion because it isn't man-made. No man created it. Like Mormonism was created by Joseph Smith. He founded it. He made up the story about golden tablets, right? So, Christianity, it's not like made up by something. It's belief in God and a personal relationship with Him. And to come back to you, I do have a story. I have thousands of stories. I've heard millions of stories of people who talk to God and then they receive something. And if that was all coincidental, then this whole world is irrational because there's no possible way that everything could happen coincidentally without a God up there. It just wouldn't make sense. I mean, what's our purpose here then, right?
Can't we hear one of these stories in the messages?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go. You have a story, sir?
Yeah, I do. Alright, so...
Let's not make this a preaching circle like everyone gives stories. Let's just give the story, then we'll have one person rebuttal for against religion, and it'll probably be you, so go ahead.
So, at my church, this girl, her name was Nicole, she had cancer. And, it was, leukemia, she was about to die, straight up. She had, 2 weeks to live. Doctor said she had 2 weeks to live. Our whole church, I don't know why that's fun. Our whole church was praying for her, saying, God, can you please help her? Next day, scientists didn't find one single cancer cell in her body. So if you're going to say that that just happened because she ate an apple and kept the doctor away, or she drank Delsum, then that's just completely crazy.
No, okay.
She's a lady.
Who's against religion? And who's in the middle of the existence of God? Okay, we'll have you guys speak, and then we'll go ahead.
So, what I actually want to say is what Anthony brought up about theories. There's actually two type of theories. There's the scientific theory, which all you're talking about, and there's the philosophical theory. Basically, philosophical theory. For the philosophical theory, it's not about empirical data. It's about ideas, actually. And you can't test ideas. Don't say you can. And so you can't really test a religion or God. So I'm saying you can't use the word theory against the word theory itself. That's impossible.
Okay,